I do not own the rights to the music, but let's get this popping. What's up, Glenn? My name Tyrone too. What's up, Tyrone Glenn? So two Tyrones on here today. We're gonna speak on what's going on with the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, the MAGA. What party do you think is best for you and your belief system? And what is your values? Some people say you got to vote for one of the devils, one of the lesser of the two evils. I never believed in that philosophy. Because the person say that, you got to be diabolical, fucked up in mind, saying you're going to vote for the lesser of the two evils. Evil is evil. So you don't have to do that. Now, they've been having a lot of stuff going on. Speaking on the situation that's going on in society. And I had a debate and a discussion with somebody about it, and I'm not too happy about it. And the reason for it, because they came out with a law in Michigan. I had posted a video about it. And in the law in Michigan, that if a kid is going through anything mentally, or they feel that they don't have no support at home or anywhere else, they can confine it to the counselor, the principal, a school teacher. And they end up coercing a young girl to convince her, from what her parents are saying, that it's okay for her to be non-binary. But they had convinced her to the point where she wanted to become a little boy. Now, me personally, I'm going to sue that school system. Nobody going to be talking to my kid about no sexual orientation behind closed door. That's pedophile stuff to me. Nobody going to talk to my children about their sex, what they like, or what they want to be. You're not doing that. Even in my presence, we ain't going to talk about that. So why would the courts, the school system, and the government have so many rights to protect trans kids? For one, should no kid be transsexual as a kid? Your kid shouldn't be getting high. Your kid shouldn't be drinking. Your kid shouldn't be smoking. Your kid can't get a tattoo. Your kid can't go off to war. Your kid can't drive to a certain age. So why would we let the government say it's okay for our kids to be trans? Who is making up the demonic shit? And we see the Democratic Party. And I know a lot of people gonna follow everything the Democrats do because they just love that party. But that's the party of hatred. That's the party of bigotry. That's the party of reverse racism. That's the party of LGBT. Everything about the Democratic Party don't align with my lifestyle. Now, I don't care what nobody do as an adult. When you're grown up, you can do whatever the fuck you want. But there's nowhere in the world that they should be pushing so hard for trans kids. Now, I would feel so uncomfortable if I was a woman in a lady bathroom, a dude coming in and say he transsexual. Because at the end of the day, he's still a man. I guarantee you, you take that transsexual man and put him into a woman prison, let him get horny. I bet he run up in some of them women. I guarantee you he gonna run up some of them women. He ain't gonna act like a woman no more. He gonna have him some fun. Cause I already seen it online that one guy was inside of a federal institution and he got several women pregnant. So now the BOP, they're gonna be held liable because you had these young ladies in here with a man. And I don't have the understanding why they pushing this so hard. You out here on the front line talking about protect trans kids. Protect them from what? Nobody attacking them. All people saying this shit is wrong. It's wrong. Should no kid be messing with a sexual orientation at that age, and the government shouldn't be involved. 18 and better, you can do the hell you want. But there should be laws in place where these kids' body would not get mutilated because they got a demonic ass parent. Now, what's going to happen when a 12-year-old kid had this blotch? It's a blotch surgery. You're going to say it's a success. It's a blotch surgery. Now, just say the 12-year-old kid had this surgery, right? Now the kid turned 18. Now the kid, this little boy said, fuck it, I'm attracted to girls. He can't go back to the doctor and say, rebuild that. He can't say, give me my balls back. Ain't nothing that doctor can do to reverse that. Now you're going to have a lot of kids that are going to be on suicide watch. You're going to have a lot of kids that are going to be on Hell Dog, Thorazine. They're going to be on a lot of different psychosis medication. Because mentally, they're going to be messed up if they can't reverse a bad, unsound decision because they were her follower and they didn't have good, strong, morally bound parents. And I always tell people, I only speak for the African American community. I'm not going to speak about nobody else's community because I don't do no deflection shit. But in the black community, the only thing our women are worried about is homosexuality and gangsters. Because if you have a strong black man in a household with a child, he's not going to let his son do that. He is not going to let his daughter do that. The mothers and them condone that because most of them kids don't think about sexuality. Exactly. It's not the kid, it's the government. Then you putting this shit on SpongeBob, you're putting it on TV. Then these black women in the black community, they love the homosexual communities. They hang out with them, they party with them. They get them more love and respect than they give an actual man. So they don't have a problem with their son being gay. They don't have a problem with their daughter, their son being a gangster. They condone this shit because when we was growing up, your parents didn't want you to be a gangster. Your parent and the community wasn't going to let you be gay. Now, you got limited fathers around their sons every day. This shit is going to happen. And it happened at a rapid rate. 5 years or maybe 3 years ago, we had a conversation about that in the shop. A couple of guys said, I think it's a trend. I said, no, this ain't a trend. This shit going to be a fact of life. These kids are seeing this shit too early in life. And everybody is cool with it. Now, like I said, I don't care what nobody do, but the government shouldn't be involved in this. Government shouldn't be involved in this. We got to make them be hands off. If we don't let them be hands off, it's going to be more stuff they're going to do, Now, President Trump, his administration ain't with that shit. He said, boys be boys, girls be girls. Boy playing boy sports, girl playing girl sports. We're not going to let these kids have these sex operations where the government paying for it. Now, mind you, they want to let these kids get the operations and the taxpayer pay for it. That should be happening. If I'm going to let you get a heart operation, I'm going to let you have brain surgery. Really think about this shit. When I let you get brain surgery, there's nothing wrong with your brain. Heart surgery, you ain't nothing wrong with your heart. Lung surgery, there's nothing wrong with your lung. Why would I let you get a surgery on your body when there ain't nothing wrong with it? They putting that in your mind and they putting that in the minds of weak people. Then they making them kids deal with mental illness called, how can you even convince yourself that you're a woman? And then the government is doing, what's up, Don? And the government is doing it and it's signaling that we voting for these people. We voting for these people. Because the only thing the Democratic Party got going on is talking about racism. Soon as they talk about Epstein, now that some of their people names involved, they don't even want to talk about this shit no more. Soon as they talk about blowing the boat up in the water in Venezuela, people start putting up video that the Democratic Party made that law, maritime law, that you can blow up drug boats in international waters. See, once you start Googling these people, you realize they all do the same shit. It's just that they don't want President Trump in office. So they're going to try to rile everything up. No matter what he put in the play, they're going to try to make it look bad. See, if I was Donald Trump, I'll play the game with these clowns. I'm going to talk about all the good shit that I did and have paperwork and post that shit on TV every day. That's all I'm going to talk about. Inflation, the economy, gas prices, egg prices, home prices going down, everything that's going down, I'm going to keep talking about it 24/7. See, all they doing is trying to get everybody riled up, even with the ICE situation. I would make a federal law, if you touch an ICE agent, you're going to jail for 20 years. So now go out there and put your hands on that doing that dumb shit. Because I feel them people is out there doing their job. Fuck what the Democrats saying, because every president had did that, had deported people. But you only had 2 presidents that ever fought hard for trans kids. That were Biden and President Barack. That's the only thing Barack did. He made sure the Asians, the South Pacific, the LGBT community, and the trans community have civil law to protect them. If you talk bad about them communities, you can lose your job or you can go to prison or whatever. But you talk bad about the black community, don't nothing happen to you. He didn't do anything, but he made sure that LGBT, DZZ, ABCD, they had something going on. He made sure that shit. Had a discussion with a guy last week. He said, don't they deserve protection? Protection for what? Oh my God, I don't want to tell the truth. Well, Don P, I'm going to tell the truth because I just don't roll with everything. I know right and wrong. The Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Circle 7. Every book in the world say homosexuality is abomination. So if you telling me it's okay, that means you don't believe in God and you sending them people off the hellfire. Now, my grandson, he gay, you can do the hell you want to do. But you add me as wrong, I'm going to say, yeah, it's wrong. I'm not going to pacify you when I know some shit wrong. When I hustled, did I know hustling was wrong? Yeah, I know it was wrong. But I still did it. And I suffered the consequences of it. If I know something wrong, I'm going to say it's wrong. I ain't going to say it's right. I don't lie to myself and I don't lie to people because at a certain age, you don't have to make up lies. You don't have to lie. If I know something is wrong, I'm going to say the shit is wrong. And I still might do it. Do I know drinking is wrong and driving is wrong? Hell yeah, but I drank in a barbershop and I drive. So you pull me up, I'm going to say, yeah, I'm wrong. And I'm going to let you put me in handcuff, breathalyze me. I'm going to have to go to court and hope that they let me keep my license. But people don't live their life like that no more. I don't know what kind of world we living in, but it getting scarier every day because people are afraid to stand up for the truth. Nowadays, people just stand up who they like. See, the truth nowadays don't hold no weight. It's who you like now. If you like a person, you can know they're some bullshit lying or making up shit, even like the federal government, they're going to still roll with it. See, I can sit there and say you're on some bullshit and you're lying, and I still going to say I'm rolling with you. But I can say, well, even right or wrong, I'm rolling with you. But they can't do that. They're going to sit there and say, well, they wrong in their mind, but they still going to tell you in the open that they ain't. Several guys come in here and talk to me about God, but you voted Democrat. For one, a man who God-fearing and really in the church, he shouldn't be voting anyway. Because you can't have 2 masters. And then if you vote for a party, there's a party of slavery, party of Jim Crow, party of the KKK, party of the crime bill, 94, and party of the crack law bills, party of the LGBT, trans. How can you vote for this shit? How can you be openly and saying you voting for this? And don't just be voting because you black and say, I got to be a Democrat. You don't have to be a Democrat. You don't have to be none of this shit. I don't vote. I voted twice. I voted for Barack and I voted for a guy about a month ago named Blair Johnson. Right, Don P, you don't. I voted for a dude named Blair Johnson. And the reason I voted for Blair, because Blair coming to the barbershop. I love this energy. I'll say I'm gonna go down there and vote for this young man, and it's local. But but me personally, I would never vote in another election. Barack got my vote the first time, but the second time, he didn't do anything for the African American community. He made sure the LGBT community was protected. When Trayvon Martin, Philil Castile, Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, all these people died on his shift, he had a black attorney general. They never brought up federal charges on anyone. That's a slap in our face. So these people died in vain. Trayvon Martin, them all died in vain. Our black president gonna get up there and do a speech. Say, if I'd have had a son, he could have looked like Trayvon. Well, if you had a son and he could have looked like Trayvon, why didn't bring up federal hate crime charges on George Floyd? I mean, whatever the guy named that was down in Florida that unalived Trayvon Martin. Why didn't bring charges of him? You didn't prosecute nobody under these charges. No law enforcement people were getting prosecuted in the federal level. So how can I roll with this dude? But they don't think people research. I research. My morals and my character gonna make me research certain shit. When he started saying Donald Trump a racist, because I never talked about Donald Trump his first go around. But when people started saying he was racist and pushing that narrative, I said, damn, why is another white man calling another white man racist? I said, something ain't right with this picture. Then I said, hold on, let me look up Biden. I looked up Biden. I put in racist comment President Biden said. It went all the way back to the 60s. Then it showed who his best friend was. Well, not best friend. It showed who his mentor was. Senator Byrd out of West Virginia. He was a KKK leader, and he was in Senate. And also, he did his eulogy. I like, oh, wow. Then I put in there racist comments President Trump made. None came up. He didn't have not even one hot mic when he ever made a mistake and said the N-word and said anything about black people. Then they're going to say, well, what about the Central Park 5? If you read that article, he never mentioned the Central Park 5. Then he was a Democrat. The Democratic judge, Democratic attorney general, Democratic prosecutor. They was all Democrats. Now you said Donald Trump is wrong with saying what you thought he said in the newspaper, but why ain't nobody persecuting that judge, that prosecuting them police that lied on them kids and had them kids locked up? Why they not being crucified? Why they didn't go to prison? Why their pictures ain't all over the TV screen? Why we ain't having a protest over that? Because white society ain't calling for that. White society calling something for Donald Trump, so everybody gonna hate him because they use the word racism. Okay. Then if you read that article about the Central Park 5 in the Wall Street Journal, it never mentioned the Central Park 5 not one time. When I asked the guy about that, he said he really couldn't remember. I said, well, if you read it, you're going to remember. You wouldn't be saying he was racist, so I knew you didn't read it because it never mentioned the Central Park 5, so I knew he was lying. He never read the shit. Then I said, well, I got it on my phone, but not one time he said, let me see it, so I know I had it. Because for one, you're going to say, okay, let me read that real quick. See, that's a conscious person. See, now, once you conscious, you ain't going to roll off emotions. And I told her, I kept saying, man, don't get in your emotions. Don't get mad at me. We can still be cool, right? Because I can tell he was going to be emotionally involved. But when you constantly involved, you're gonna seek the truth for you want to be fooled. See, an emotional type person, they don't want the truth because they strive with their emotion. When you're a conscious type person, you don't let your emotion get involved, and you're gonna always be a truth seeker. Then he said some about, well, he didn't say that, but another individual gonna say, well, what about when he wouldn't let black people live in his houses in New York, him and his father? Okay. Me being nosy again, I looked it up. They sued him. HUD and them sued him. Whatever agency, they sued him. He kind of sued them for $25 million. HUD and Donald Trump settled out of court. Donald Trump won. In the paperwork, he said, when people come in there to try to rent from him, he said, send them down to the main office. So they sent them to the main office. In the main office, he tell them they don't rent to blacks or whites that's on welfare. And he said they throw the application in the trash. It say that Donald Trump states, I don't vote to I don't rent to whites or blacks that's on welfare. So they didn't tell you that he said whites also, and he won the lawsuit. And guess what? He's a businessman who want to rent to somebody on welfare where they might fuck my shit up. And don't forget, he got upscale buildings. He's not a slum lord. So why would he do Section 8 and $1 billion buildings? Taj Mahal, all them buildings, Trump Tower, rent, and them motherfuckers going for $30,000, $40,000 a month. But in New York, they have certain laws that you got to let people live certain places, and they got a cap on their rent. He like, hell no, this shit ain't happening up in here. But he said white and black. See, that's why I said, you look at most Democratic people, they find a way to find argument. Like they going to argue about protecting trans kids. Well, we need to be protecting them from the goddamn demonic doctors, the demonic Democrats, and the slow parents, the Riri parents. That's who they need protection from, because nobody in society trying to do anything. The real conscious people in society, we trying to save them. We trying to save them. So they need protection from their demonic ass parents, Congress and senators that voting for this stuff, and the school systems around the country said that my child can come and talk to him in privacy, and y'all ain't got to report it to the parents. Where the hell does this happen at? Did you gonna talk about with my kid about sex behind closed door? Man, you can't do that nowhere in America. So if I'm a gym teacher talking to a little girl behind closed door, y'all want to fire me. So why the teachers no ain't getting fired? Oh, well, they talking about trans shit. So that's different. Y'all are crazy. Y'all are really crazy. And I feel sorry for y'all. I feel sorry for y'all. Now, there's a follow. Can everybody here please follow? Everybody should be picking up new people, and I should be picking up new. And also, can y'all tap the screen? Let's go over 1,000 likes. Let's tap it to 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes. Let's go, y'all. Let's power tap. And also, I was reading the stuff on Nicki Minaj. I didn't never look at the video until somebody brought it up. Because me and a girl had a heated debate about this Saturday. She got in her feelings. I hung up on her and told myself I can't deal with nobody like that because, for one, you screaming about some bullshit because you and your feeling about some politics. And the shit she said, Nicki said, once I looked at the video, Nicki ain't even say that. Nicki said something about the gay situation. She said, boys, it's okay to be boys. It's okay, little boys, to be boys. It's okay. Little girls, it's okay to be little girls. It's okay. Then she said about the white and black situation. Should nobody make anyone feel like they less than? If you're a white person, you should feel good about yourself. Then she talked about the situation in Nigeria where the Muslims over there are killing Christians. So I'm like, what the fuck did she say wrong? She didn't say anything wrong. The thing, her actions, she was at a meeting, she was at a fair, she was at a platform with the Republican Party. That's where the hate come in. Now, Nicki not American citizen. Now, Nicki ain't black. But Kamala Harris told you she wasn't black till it was time to run for president. She always said the first Asian is, the first Asian is. Y'all made her black. Nicki not one time never say she wasn't black. She never claimed nothing. Nicki is black. She just wasn't born in America. She was born in Turks and Caicos. My brother-in-law was born in Turks and Caicos. He gonna tell you he black. Nicki is black. And also, Nicki parents are full-blown citizens now. They came over here as immigrants. Nicki don't have citizenship, but she have a green card. And guess what? Deport Nicki. She's still gonna go out the country and make millions. She's still gonna go on a world tour. She's still gonna be able to come to America on a work visa to do concerts. Nicki can live anywhere in the world. She don't give a fuck. But the people who care about it are poor immigrants, illegals. Because people who come to this country, bro, they broke. Rich people don't come over here and walk across that border. Come on a little ass raft or the ocean. Them poor people come to the country and they could come and get poor jobs. Now, later on, they might get successful, but they come over here to do landscaping, construction, welding, home improvement. Them are really poor man skill sets. Then they might take it to another level, but they come over here and do any kind of work called they have a poor person mentality. See, a person that live in England or Dubai or Saudi Arabia, they come over here, they rich. They ain't doing that manual labor type shit. They ain't gonna do it. When the Jews come from Israel, they ain't going out there and work in the streets. They say you might have got 1 or 2% of Jews ever did manual labor. They ain't doing it. Them are poor people jobs. That's why Donald Trump said, hey, these Latinos come over here taking the black people jobs. Black people got mad. Motherfucker, you know what a black job is, fam. Shit. Grow the fuck up. You know what a black job is. But we letting these people come over here and take our job, our livelihood. Because the poor people come here. That's why they get welfare. That's why they get Section 8. That's why they get SNAP program. That's why they get free medical. They poor. And they shouldn't be here called. We the taxpayer, now we got to pay for this. I looked up some stuff the other day. It said illegal. It said immigrants with citizenship now. Then it said American born citizen. And every category, the illegals get more government assistance. Then the migrants that came home that now citizens, the American citizen with the lowest on the totem pole across the board for housing, for medical, for SNAP program, everything. The shit that's supposed to be going to us. You giving all that money to the migrant, you can give more assistance to your American citizen. Then a guy made a video in Columbus. He said majority of all the Section 8 housing is taken over by Somalis. Even in Minnesota. They get all the aid and they scamming. We should be first. That's why I'm glad they got a task force now that they got to let everybody know. They got to let everybody, if you're inside a Section 8 building or home, by law, you got to report it to the federal government what their nationality is or they're illegal. If they're illegal, you got to report it. If not, you can be fined up to $150,000 and go to jail for 5 years. So I don't think no landlord want to go to jail up to 5 years and be fined $150,000. If he do, he's a damn fool. And I don't think too many people out here know damn fool trying to protect these illegals. It's too much of our money coming out of our pocket, man, to take care of somebody who don't even like us. That's the ludicrous shit to me about that. They don't even like us. Why are we fighting for people who don't even like us? Matter of fact, they don't even respect us. You talk to an Ethiopian Somali, if they weren't born and raised here, they're going to tell you who they are. Man, I'm Somali. I'm Ethiopian. I'm Chaldean. I'm Arab. I'm Palestinian. I'm South African. I'm Nigerian. And then they don't align with the one nation under God, indivisible for one. And our Constitution, once you get on these shores, you got to denounce your country. You got to denounce your citizenship. You got to denounce your loyalty. Why you think we still got terrorists over here because we're not making them denounce? We still got people putting up Islamic stuff. They want to go to Sharia law where they can have more than one wife. They got to keep it covered up. So you're not going by the constitutional laws. You go up to Dearborn, Michigan, you'll think you're in Beirut. You'll see all kind of Islamic shit on the walls and stuff. So they not living by the laws and the customs of the United States of America. You go to Texas. You go to California. The Mexicans gonna know they let you know they Mexican. And they love their country. When you love your country so much, roll out, bro. You ain't gotta be here. All you gotta do is leave. We don't need you. I think anybody who not born and raised in America, you don't have citizenship, I think we need to pack them up. I think you need to pack up. And if your kid a citizen and the parent not a citizen, the kid got to leave with you. Or they stay here, we put them in foster care. You make the decision. Take that little motherfucker with you. Because we got too many people over here and the country is getting too crowded. That's why a lot of black people and white people say, man, I can't find a good, decent job. Shit, all the Latinos got them and you get them less pay. He doing a $35 hour job for $15 with no benefit, no medical. You paying him under the table. The factory gonna get like that. You go to some factories and in rural America, you're gonna see a lot of Latinos working in those factories. When you go to Wauseon, Port Clinton, Swanton, you got little factories out there, gonna be a lot of Latinos. Cause I can pay the migrants whatever I feel I pay them, and they happy with that because they're gonna be 25 of them in one house. If they bring in $300, $400 a week, you got 10, 15 people in the house, they got a lot of money. Then they're going to buy another house in that community, another house in that community, another house. Then they're going to keep bringing their family on. That means, they're going to own their community. They're going to be doing the landscaping. They're going to be doing the plumbing. They're going to be doing the roofing. And then they're going to be sending money back to their country. So I think they should be deported. So what y'all think we should do? Do we need to have a march? Do we need to have a protest? Do we need to have a sit down on Congress and Senate about these trans kids? Because we got to figure this shit out. I don't know how we're going to do it, fam. But I'm 100% confused. And I don't like being confused like this, man, because if I'm confused, I know our kids going to be confused. And why would we want kids in society being born today, 10 to 15 years from now, they're going to be confused because they don't know what they identify with? You say I can be fluid. You say I can be trans. You say I can be non-binary. You say I can be a part of the LGBT community. You say I can be queer. It's just too much shit going on to confuse the young boys and young girls. It's just too much confusion out here, man. We got to find a way, man, to cut this shit out. And I don't know how we're going to do it, how we're going to get it done, but we got to find a way to get it done. And we got to stop being emotionally attached to a political party. We got to stop being emotionally attached to our friends and family. We got to start speaking the truth. We can't just keep accepting anything that go on in society. You can't accept just anything going into your household. No, you can't. No, because my daughter, when she came out gay, we had a discussion about it, and I told her you can do what you want, but that's on you, but I'm not rolling with it. And is she gay right now? Yes. Do I trip on her? No, because she can do what the fuck she want, but if you add me, I'm saying I ain't down with it because you should be able to do it. Because my thing is, I got a lot of things going on in my own life. I'm not going against God for nobody. What up, dog? What's happening? I'm not going against God for nobody. I'm not going to do it. I love God. I respect God. I admire God. And it's only saved Jesus Christ. So you want me to go against God for you? You crazy as hell. It's not going to happen. Because I'm going to have a hard time getting in heaven. And I might only have 0.1% chance getting there. And I'm not going to let you take my percentage down by rolling with your bullshit. Now, if you ask me about it, I got to be open and honest with you. Do it bother me? No. Do I care? No. Do I have a phobia? No. But I'm not going to never tell you it's cool for you to let a kid be gay or trans or binary or queer, whatever this weird shit going on. It shouldn't happen in nowhere in the world. Nowhere. You only got European countries doing this shit. They don't do it in Africa. They banned it in Jamaica. All Islamic countries around the world, this shit is banned. The only place that accept this is Western Europe. They're like Great Britain, France, England, and Canada. When you start going to like Russia, the Ukraine, and all the places, they not on that shit. So it's only in the United States and Australia. But most European countries, they not on it either. Because most European countries, people don't realize that they Muslims. When you start getting over there by Russia, Kuwait, and all that, they be Muslims. So they not with that demonic shit. And I ain't saying nobody is wrong for what they believe in. You can believe in what you want. You can believe what you want. You can do what you want. But when it comes down to kids, I'm always going to speak against it. I'm going to speak against kids being in gangs. I'm a speak against kids getting high. I'm a speak against kids being IEP. I'm a speak against kids hustling. I'm a speak against kids having tattoos, smoking cigarettes. I'm gonna be against all that. So why not speak against this? But we're afraid of speaking against this cause we don't want to feel like we're going against the grain, a norm. But this is scary people in society. Everybody trying to fit in. This ain't fucking high school. This ain't a popularity contest. And people, when you get a certain age, who cares a fuck if somebody like you or not? Who really cares a fuck? And that's why I like me so much, because I can do the rest of my life on this planet by my goddamn self. I don't have to be around people. I don't have to be accepted. I accept me. And that's the difference where people are comfortable in who they are. You go more places, people still on the same shit. They gotta play follow the leader. I'm too old for that, man. I can think for myself. I'm conscious to know what's right and wrong. And like I said, and this platform ain't here to offend anybody. My thing is, man, when we gonna wake up and start letting people dictate how we move, how we think, how we eat, how we walk? If you go back and look at the Constitution, I don't know what amendment it is, I can't remember, but the government supposed to be ran by the people. The people is the government. But nowadays, we had no say-so what the government do. They gonna do what they want to do. And most of our government officials, they don't work for the United States government. They work for Israeli government. They are owned. Why do you think rich, powerful people, they always make big contributions? So if I give Maxine Waters some money every year, I get Hakeem Jeffrey some money every year, I get Miss Crockett some money every year, you think they're going to sit there and not do what I say because they want to still get that money? Because mind you, if they're not breaking any laws, then they make $170,000 a year. So if I'm sitting there giving you $2 or $3 million a year, more likely you're going to do some of the shit I need you to do. That's why it was so easy for Jeffrey Epstein to make a phone call while Congress and Senate was in session talking to the lady and knew exactly what time she was going to be up there to talk and knew exactly what the other person was saying. So who else was in there feeding this man information? Somebody else had to be getting this man information because he knew exactly what was going on there and told her what to say to counter it. Who the fuck else was in there talking to this man? But see, people miss that because people don't think far enough. Somebody had to be telling him what to tell her for him to know what was being said about him before she went up here. I'm like, wow, this is deep. And nobody even brought that up yet in society. And I know somebody else might be seeing it and they're going to do that, but most people ain't going to say them because I got to keep my job. I got to keep making this money. I got to keep having my lifestyle. Each his own. That's why I thank God I don't do anything for money. That's why I say what I want on this platform, because I'm not on this platform to pacify people. I told the people the other day, you don't like what I said, just delete yourself, because I'm not going to delete you. You don't want to listen to what I got to say, just delete yourself, because it ain't going to hurt my feelings. Because I'm just on here, man, wasting some damn time, but having fun on here, interacting with people. And it helped me with my vocabulary. It helped me with research. It made me find more information. Helped me with my talking points. So a lot of this shit is really practice or when I get myself in another situation. If I might have to talk in front of 1,000 people, I won't get nervous. This is like my form of my practice for me every day. My words are getting clearer. I can think a little bit better. I can put everything in a format where it's understandable for me and the people I'm talking to on here. So it's really, really helping me. So I'm glad it's here. But if you say I'm going to delete myself, I'm going to say, go ahead. I'm not going to stop you, fam. If you delete yourself, I'm not going to stop you from deleting yourself. I'm not going to miss you. And you got to tell people that every day. Once you live a certain way, man, you don't compromise. I have a certain lifestyle. I'm just ain't going to compromise on certain stuff, man. Cause when it comes down to children, I'm not going to sit there and let anything happen to children. That's just one thing no man, no woman should do. And the government should stay away from our families. Fuck you all in my family business, fam. And I'm about to shut it down because I'm about to get up out of here and go home because ain't nothing else happening. I got about 8 or 9 people tomorrow, so like 4 o'clock, I'm do me a little running around for a minute. So like I said, I appreciate everybody coming in. Thank you for rocking with me. And y'all have a safe 2026. One more day, it'll be 2026. There's gonna be the time that you can make some more money. There's gonna be time you get in shape. There'll be a time you be more spiritual. This will be a time you start educating yourself. This is a time you start cleaning out people out your life. If find new friends, find you some mentors. They're gonna help you change your life. No, I always had goals. Every year I have a goal to make myself better. And sometimes I backslide, sometimes I don't. Okay, so y'all have a good day and peace out. Oh.